Hi guys, Blake, Phil, and Jackson here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina, Lake Taneycomo, Branson, Missouri. It is the 27th of February, probably 4:20 or 4:30 in the afternoon now, evening. It's a little bit warmer today, low 50s, and the weather for this week is looking great. It's supposed to be like 60s and then 70s for a few days, and then there's some rain coming in, cool it off a little bit, but overall, don't do that. Don't spot lock. Overall, I think it's going to be a pretty nice week. So today, we're just now drifting past Andy Williams' house. And I'm going to try something I've never tried before. So, what I've got here is my 5-weight fly rod. And I've got a slip bobber set up here. I've got about 15 foot of 6-pound line. No tapered leader, just 6-pound line straight to the fly line. I've got this one I set up prior to talking to Captain Steve Dickey, who told me to do it the right way, so I put a few extra steps on this one I didn't need. But this one I tied on a somewhere right there. It's a bobber stop, and it's got a little bead that goes with that, but I guess I didn't need it. It'll all stop on the fly line. Right above that I've got a AAA size split shot above a size 14 barrel swivel. You could go even smaller with the swivel if you wanted to. Then I've got 4-pound line, about 3 foot, running to an egg fly orange and a size 12 gray scud. And basically I'm gonna kind of lob this out here, and it is going to, the weight's gonna drag down, and the bobber will slide up the line until it hits the stop. Phil is in the back fishing with a white 1/8 ounce jig on 4-pound line. 4-pound line. So this slip bobber method is something you can use in this heavy water like we have going. They're running 3 units. They have been all day. Kind of fluctuating it a little bit. It was running at about 9,600, and now it's at a little over 10,000. They bumped it up a couple hours ago. But when you're fishing these heavier flows, you guys have seen me do it before. I'll run that 14 or 15 foot, but I'll use an indicator that stops and locks in place. And the big disadvantage to that is casting it successfully without tangling up all the time. And then when you hook a fish, if you're just one man, lifting the rod up high enough and reaching the net out long enough to get the fish. And the slip bobber allows you to fish deep, fast running water, and when you hook the fish and go to reel it in, the bobber slides back down and makes it a lot more manageable. Switching colors. What are you going to? Phil is gonna 1/8 ounce, 16th ounce. Phil's gonna switch over to a black and chartreuse jig. We had the Memorial L. Frank tournament. It was yesterday, and we had 42 teams, and it was a slower day for fishing for the guys. A little less than half of them weighed in. The winning weight was 13 pounds and second place was 11. and the guys who won so they caught most of their good fish on jigs the first thing in the morning, and then the very last hour of the day after the 2 units had been running for a little bit. And our second place team, they drug scuds on the bottom. And I talked to a lot of the guys who caught some fish yesterday, and I think most of them wound up switching over to the scuds. We are sitting over here on the north bank side, getting ready to drift past the golf course. The water runs a little bit slower here, and I'm getting a pretty good tick on my bobber. So I'm decently sure I'm reaching the bottom like I'm supposed to. Like I said, I haven't tried this before, so. But I do know that the egg patterns, the scuds, bigger scuds as far as I know. Wow, that was a giant chunk of ice that just fell up there. Sounded like a rock was coming off the cliff. Oh, it didn't make it. That was cool. Like a Ozark avalanche. All those giant icicles that have formed on the edges of the bluff are melting and falling. But the egg patterns and the bigger scuds and the bigger San Juan worms, cerise specifically, have had some success this last week in these heavier flows. Talked to Milo on our way up here, and his dog Hank were out fishing, and he said it had been a slower day for him, but he had caught some nice healthy 18-19 inch rainbows and browns working a 110+1 jerkbait. And he said his better bite was along the bluff side down here below Lookout Island of the Narrows. Oh, that was a bite. It's kind of interesting. I've got my pinky on the fly line here, and I actually felt that through the line. Since that bobber is free sliding, I can actually feel it. But for the most part, the reports I've heard today were all slower. Talked to Cal earlier. They came out first thing this morning, and he said that they caught like 2 fish. And they were dragging jerk baits and scuds from Fall Creek down. Phil's gonna switch to an all sculpin jig. Okay. Yeah, the sun kind of moved on me. A little better. Oh, comes some more.
Will it make it?
Nope. So obviously this is brand new for me. There's some stuff I'm gonna have to try on this. I might even try. I know Brett Rader, Captain Brett Rader, runs a dropper line off of his barrel swivel, and then the weight off of that line. But I'm definitely ticking the bottom better through this north side where the water's slower. Sometimes the fish are grumpy. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my gosh, that was weird. That's so much different than with the, oh no. Oh, I've been tricked. I've been had. Oh, that hurts my feelings a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of, it really felt like one too. Just gonna kind of get the fly line out there, and I'll just kind of feed it as it drops into place. A little bit easier than trying to cast that. Yeah, I don't know if that was just it hitting the bottom and catching up, or if I had a fish biting it before I got the bobber stopped. These specific ones are called the thingamabobber in the shop. That's not just a made-up name. And theoretically, you could set this up on a spin cast rod too. I don't even know if it'd have to be a 9-foot rod. It might be a little easier with a longer rod, but
Steve said they crushed.
yeah, he said they did really well on scuds under an indicator yesterday. 80 fish. He said the conditions yesterday, I talked to him, he said the conditions yesterday with the overcast were maybe a little more conducive than our bluebird skies today. But he did say he was just using an indicator locked in place real deep. I think for the most part, Captain Brett Rader, he uses the slip bobber almost all the time when they're running heavy water. think I should go in close over there. Oh. We're going, well, we're almost through the Narrows now. When they're running this much water, you can float over any of it. The wind kind of blowing us upstream now.
What's going on? Hey, how are we? You guys whacking them? We have got a bite. Well, we got a log bite.
I caught a leaf and a pile of moss together.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's been a little slower today, but we caught some really nice fish.
I bet.
There we got him.
Oh, yours is a lot bigger than his was.
Yeah. I think that one qualifies for the trophy catch and release. That's over 20. That was Captain Darren Sadler that we just went by. Sounds like they have also had a slower day. Oh, we finally had a possible bite on the jig. You still fishing? You still fishing the sculpin? I rarely drift this side. Usually by the time I get to this point, I go over to the island side. Oh my gosh, there are fish in this lake. It's a nice one. He's running. Not bad. to do something with the boat here. Well, I can affirm that I have been getting to the bottom. Just not in front of the fish, apparently. Gives the boat better direction.
About perfect.
Yeah. Yep. We're getting ready to go past the mouth of Fall Creek. And such is the case with most times I try something I've never tried on one cast. It was a bust. And I can't say whether it was grumpy fish or improper rigging. But I'll definitely try this a little more and get it a little more dialed in. Well, all right, guys, we're gonna call it a day, so we'll be back out to do it again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.